Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Nolan here with Live It Up Lifestyle. Today, I want to show you how my family and I can live sustainably off a small garden plot. Some might think it's big, but we got it spread out a lot. The meat that we either raise or we hunt. This will be like a volume 2 series on our how to lower your grocery bill, because this significantly reduces your grocery bill. Also, one quick tip, you see I'm carrying a bunch of pepper plants. I went to go grab some neem oil from our local garden store the other day, and they had all these plants they're giving away for free. And I said, heck yeah, I'll find a spot. So come along, it's gonna be a cool video. Show you some of the crops that we get right now here in Colorado, Southwest Colorado. It's beginning of August, so we're starting to get some ripened tomatoes and definitely squashes. Got some watermelons growing, herbs are doing all right. So it'll be a cool one. Show you guys how we live sustainably, feeding ourselves almost, I'd say about 80% we can feed ourselves with what we harvest or grow. Well, I think we let this one get away from us. Woo-wee! Check out this old big boy I got out of here. Let that one sit for a long time. What we'll do with these big ones, instead of cooking and eating them, we'll shred them up into zoodles and vacuum freeze them. And we'll be able to eat zoodles year round. It's a good way to store zucchini. So we're just getting some cucumbers in too. This is a little earlier than last year. Well, maybe it's right on time. Who knows, time flies. But check these little pickling cucumbers out. Pretty good ones right here. So this year was our first year doing in-ground gardening. We had a little bit of space, so we thought, why not try it? All we used is our main dirt here, which is a clay, and we amended it with horse manure, rabbit manure, and chicken manure that's been aged. If you saw our previous videos, we have a worm bin under our rabbit hutch, and that made for some awesome compost. And so far, it's doing pretty good. We've had some issues with a certain variety of corn not growing and wild turkeys. We don't have it fenced because the big game animals migrate out of here because it's so hot, but the wild turkeys have found it. So we are constantly battling turkeys. Ah, there they are. If you always leave them in the same spot, you'll find them. They're always in the last place we harvested. But now we're gonna cut some broccoli before it starts to flower. This is our first harvest of broccoli this year. So you can see how there's a shoot of this broccoli hanging off right here. I'm not gonna harvest that. I'm gonna cut right below it at an angle. And now that'll turn into another head. So that's how you provide more yield in your broccoli. What we like to do, broccoli is kind of fun for us. It doesn't produce a lot and it's not a good storage item, and we're really for storage items, but it's a fun vegetable that we like to put in like a rice bowl with ground elk meat or deer meat or anything like that. So we've been struggling with squash bugs. We've lost 2 plants, and I couldn't find a good way to eradicate them. So I got some diatomaceous earth and used one of these little pressure tools. I don't really know what you call them. But the cool thing about diatomaceous earth is under a microscope, it's like little shards of glass. So as the squash bugs move through it, it'll cut their bodies up and it'll end up dehydrating them and killing them. Along with, you always got to check under your leaves for eggs. They're like a colony of like red-ish looking eggs. Man, and these squash bugs, they're such a pain in the butt because you try so hard. And we've got them on this crooked neck or yellow squash plant, and we just love that stuff. It stores well, it tastes good. We can't have these bugs in our garden because we rely on this food so much. So this is a good trick. It's working pretty good. Good job, put it in.
Good job, would you look, put it in. Good job. Whoop. Put it in, Wood.
So for us, it's super, super important to get our kids involved in everything that we do, whether that's hunting, harvesting and butchering animals, or gardening, or being outdoors, or physical fitness. It's all about the lifestyle and how you create a well-rounded young human being. That's why we decided to start a young outdoor kids clothing line. Today, when we take you up to scout for our elk, we're gonna do a little photo shoot of our kids on top of the mountain. So bear with us, follow along. We've got some really cool kids clothing coming. Oh, you brought us some bubblies. Nice fresh drink. You guys ready to harvest some beans?
No.
Guys, it's bean harvest time. Let's go. Come on. Beans are very important to us.
What's so bad?
I'm not sure what happened, but my wife got on this bean protocol. Apparently it's good for your hormones or something. So she planted a whole boatload of beans. And we have our work cut out for us, huh? Mm-hmm. It's a man's job. So we did the Three Sisters method this year. As you can see, we've got beans with our corn, so they would go up our corn. These are lima beans right here. And so we harvest these beans when they're...
Should I pick this green bean?
You're good. If it's dry, like I was saying, we harvest these beans when they're super dry and brittle, and they'll crack like that. Then we'll throw them in our jar, and we'll have them all winter long to go with our elk and broccoli soup.
Pretty. Dad, can I pick these ones?
If they're, if you know how to harvest them. If they're dry and brittle, pull them off.
What does brittle mean?
Like they'll crack. And that fertilizer stinks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Smells like when you were a baby. I was changing your diapers all the time.
Whoa. Dad, what are these pink ones?
Those are striations in the beans. That means that the bean is almost ready to be harvested. You can probably harvest it, but we just wait till it's dry.
What is it, Wood?
Oh, thanks, buddy. You're already shucking them for us. Good job. See, guys, get your kids involved. Although it could be frustrating, look what they're learning to do already. So, you know, you deal with the patience. It takes a while to teach, but hey, it gets it fun. You get them outdoors, and you get them well-rounded human beings.
Dad, don't let them shock them.
Guys, I just want to say something real quick. It's not hard at all to grow your own food. There's this big, I don't know what it is, perception that gardening takes a lot of work. It requires, you know, a little bit of work on the calendar is how we do it. We're busy, we're entrepreneurs, we both own our own businesses, so we're always running around. But you take a little bit of time and you put it on the calendar to start your seeds, to put them in the ground, and then to harvest. I've got everything on a self-timer. We are in the high country almost 70% of our time. We're either running, fishing, hunting, hiking, biking. I've got all these things on a self-timer, and it requires an hour for me, a couple hours a week just to maintain it. What up, live it up, fam! This is the second part to this video. We are on our way up to a very good glassing point so we can see what our grass-fed protein is doing, and if they're in the areas that we'll be hunting in September. We've got 2 archery elk tags and a mule deer tag that will be our primary sources of protein. So like you saw the garden earlier in the video, those are our sorry, a fishing lure just fell on me. You know, those are our sources of carbohydrates and vegetables and, you know, secondary foods. Our main source of food that we can sustain ourselves with is the wild game that we survive on. And we've just made a commitment to surviving on elk and deer, and we've done it for years. And in, I'd say, about 7 years, we have not bought meat from the grocery store. So we get red meat, lean red meat, and we'll make burgers and sausage and steaks and roasts out of that. And then we also get our lean white meat and our rabbits. But this not only is it super exciting and fun and joyful for a whole family to get out, put a hunt in, know where your food comes from, but it's also, you know, something that we've transitioned into a lifestyle. So follow along, we're heading up the mountain and gonna see what our wild, free-ranging, organic, grass-fed protein is doing. All right, I just got to my glassing spot. Storm's coming in, and we just did a little photo shoot for our new kids clothing line. But I gotta hustle because we came all this way, and I just want to check this canyon across here. Apologize for rain. Though that canyon across there, see if I can spot any of our wild, free-range, organic, grass-fed protein. So let's see if I can pick any up. Sometimes I'm real quick because I watch these guys. Other times I'm not. Oh, I found one. Let's see if that's a bull. See if I can put this on the spotting scope so I can show you guys. Oh, there's another one. So this is a really good climb. I've been trying to watch these animals for a good period of the summer, but right as we're getting into August, it's important to really understand their behavior and what they're doing. So the hunt will be more educated for our hunt. Like I said, we rely on these guys. This is kind of a lifestyle for us. So I'm primarily looking at cows right now. Actually, there's a bull in the picture. And what happens towards the end of August is they get into their harems in small groups, and the bulls will push them into smaller groups so that when they rut, which we'll go into a different video about rutting and the elk behavior, but it's all about breeding and enhancing the life cycle. And that's not a bad bull, hanging out with those cows.